I just built this AI agent system to create and publish these funny cat AI videos that are getting millions of views. And I'm sharing this system with everyone because if you haven't seen this kind of cat videos, AI videos like this are getting tens of millions of views, and you can actually automate the creation of these videos through AI and no-code tools like NN. For example, this account already has more than 3 million followers, and this video's got more than 100 million views. So you can just imagine, once this process is automated, how powerful this could be. What you can do is to set up this workflow once, and you can let AI do the rest of the work for you as you watch your channel grow. How it works is the AI will come up with the story itself with this story AI agent. For example, this story agent has come up with the story of a fat cat getting back up from a sad breakup. It then creates detailed prompts, which are fed to the image and video AI agent to generate images and videos. So let's take a look at the images first. We can click preview image here. This is the first image, the second image, the third image, and the fourth image. Great, and let's take a look at the video. We can click preview videos here. View video 1 is animated. Then the second one. Great, it's pretty cute. And the third one. And the fourth one. Nice. Then it all combines with the background music together to come up with a full video like this. We can click view here. Great, and then it got published to the social media channel of your choice, and that's YouTube in this case. And let's take a look at our YouTube channel here. Let's refresh. Great, it's already posted here, and let's take a look at the URL here. Great, it's published successfully, and it all happens fully automated. It can be run daily or even every single hour if you wanted to, and it's fully customizable to your niche of your choice. What's great is since we are using NN, which is a no-code tool, anyone can do it even if you are a complete beginner. All you need to know is how to drag and drop things and you're all set. Learning about AI agents is also one of the best uses of your time given the demand for it. So invest the next few minutes or so learning about AI today and watch till the end, because this might just be one of the most important skills that you'll ever learn. By the way, if you are new here, my name is Andy, and I have two key missions. First, to bring you the most updated AI tools and tutorials so you are always ahead of the curve. Second, to make AI as easy to learn as possible, especially if you want to make a living from this wave. So let's dive in and unlock the power of AI together. In fact, to make this as easy as possible, I've gathered all the resources and prompts you need for this lesson and this page in our Andynocode community. And we have this workflow template blueprint file here, where you can just download it. We can click this, download. And then we can import to NN. So how we are going to import this, we can drag and drop here. And we have all the JSON file here. And you can copy. And we can go to NN, workflow. You can create in your own project. For example, I create in Proxia. Without saving. It's a new workflow. And then we can just paste Command V or Control V. and we can have the workflow ready here. If you are not yet part of the community, check out the link in the video description. We have tons of other lessons around AI agents and also social media automation, etc. We also have Faceless video generations tutorials here, and also the templates. So we have all the resources you need, for example, like the prompts, blueprints you need to get started. We also have a growing community of AI professionals who are doing a lot of cool stuff with plenty of knowledge sharing going on. So if you are looking for a network of people interested in this space as well, then Andynocode community may just be great for you. Inside, you will find ready-to-load automations blueprints. You get access to step-by-step tutorials, our tech support, and the community of AI professionals as well. Check that out in the link below if it's for you. Okay, so let's dive into this. The framework of what we will be setting up today is provided in this slide. There are basically 3 agents that we'll be setting up. First, the Story AI agent, which generates the AI video story for you. Second, the Image AI agent, which automates the creation of the images for the story. Third, Video AI agent, which automates the video productions from the images. So let's dive into this tutorial, and I'll share with you how we can create this node by node. All right, let's get started. First of all, we are going to create the Story AI agent first. Let's search for schedule. It means that it is going to be triggered once per day during the midnight, and you can choose different interval, for example, seconds, minutes, hours, and at different time as well. So we just use the default. And we are going to have another node. We can search for edit fields. So we are going to have some custom fields here. The first one we are going to add is the number of video, and we are going to put 4 here, and we are going to add another field called background music. We are going to copy and paste this URL that we prepared for all of you. It is the same background music that we use in the demo video. Of course, you can paste another MP3 file or any other music with the URL as well. We will rename this field as configuration. Okay, so that's set for this node. And we can try to click this icon, and you will see it's for testing. Let's click this and test step. So node executed successfully, and then we can save it here. We can go to the next node. We are going to add the LLM chain here. We are going to define below, and we can rename it as the Story AI agent. All right. And we are going to choose expression this time, and try to click this little icon to enlarge it so that it will be easier for us to edit. And we're going to copy this prompt from our community, and let's paste it. And this one, you'll see it is highlighted in green color. Basically, it means that it has the values and it is a correct field. We can just, it means that it's actually just drag and drop this. JSON means it is a previous node. So we are going to get the number of videos from the previous nodes. For nodes, it means this is a node, this is a node, and this is a node. All right. And we are going to add another model here. We are going to choose OpenRouter. Why we are going to choose OpenRouter? Because when we click this drop-down menu, you will see a lot of different models. It's very convenient. So at this time, we're going to search for DeepSeek chat. And how we're going to set the credentials, basically at this pencil, click this pencil, and or you can just, we click the drop-down menu, we can click create new credential. We can see we just need to paste the API key. And how we are going to get the API key, we can go to OpenRouter.ai and just register, and you will go to the API keys section. Just create key and copy and paste it here. And that's very simple. You can save it. And after you save it, you can just choose the credentials from this drop-down menu and choose the model from this drop-down menu as well. Alright, so this is all set here. Okay, let's double check. Alright, everything is set here. Okay, then we can click test step. We can click the test step here, or we can click the test step here. Okay, or we can actually click this test workflow as well. So for test workflow, it will run all of them, but when we click just this icon, it will just test this step only. Great, we can see on the right hand side, it's the output. We have the story, and we have different scenes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, and we can save it. So basically this section is the story agent. We can add a sticky note, try to enlarge it, and then we can put story AI agent. Okay, so let's try to tidy it up. Great, and we are going to save it again. You can just use Command S or Control S, or just click this button to save it. Alright, for these 3 steps, we have already completed the first one, the story AI agent. We are using DeepSeek V3 for that, so it is very cheap. It's just cost $0.001 per video. For that video, I mean there are 4 prompts. For the image prompt, basically it generates the whole story and also provide the output prompt in JSON format. Everything included is just 0.001 per video. And we are going to dive into the second AI agent, which is the image AI agent. We will have another node. The node we can search for LLM chain as well. And for this one, we are going to define below. This one is basically the second one, the image AI agent. So we can rename it image AI agent, rename it, and then we can choose define below. And again, we are going to click the expression here and try to enlarge it. And we go to our community and copy and paste this prompt. Just copy here and paste it here. So for this one, we can just drag and drop here. Why we are seeing the red, for example, let me paste it again. Why this is red? Because for JSON it means the previous node, but the previous node is the story AI agent. It doesn't have the number of video, so it is showing as red. So it means it's invalid. So you can see it is undefined. So let's try to remove this and try to drag and drop. Okay, and we can see that it's well defined as 4. As for the upper part, you can see it's JSON text. It means it's referring the previous node, the text field here, and on the right hand side it is the result. It is showing the exact same content here. So when you see everything is green, that means that it's working. That's great. And we can enable the required specific output format here. Okay, we are going to choose the model again. We can choose OpenRouter chat. Just connect with the credential that you just used in the previous node. And then we can search for DeepSeek chat. So it's the same as the previous one actually. The output parser. Okay, this one. So we are going to have the structured output parser. So what it means, let me show you again. Return data is in a defined JSON format. So we just want the output to be well defined. We don't want any other format. So that's why we need to specify the output here. So we have prepared it for all of you as well. We can just copy and paste this. All right. Basically, this is the example prompt, example the format that we want. /n means new line. All right. So this one is set as well. We're going to add another node. Actually, we can just test this first. We can click this button and see how it goes. Great. On the right hand side, we can see different prompts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So because we have 4 scenes, 0 means the first one, and so in total we have 4 prompts. All right. And then we are going to add another node here. We can choose the split out node. What it means that to turn a list inside items to separate items. So we are going to, because we have 4 items, we have 4 prompts. We want to run them simultaneously actually. So that's why we would like to add this split out node. And we are going to split out this. So we can just drag an input field from left to user here. So we can just drag this. Let's do it again. This one. So we can see output.image prompt this. So basically this 4 will be split so that we can run all of them simultaneously. Great. We can click test step here. Great. We can see the node executed successfully and the green check mark here as well. These are the prompts. Great. And we are going to add another node. But first we can save it first here. We are going to add another node. We can search for HTTP requests. So this node is for making an HTTP request and return the response data. This is not that complicated. We are going to use this node to use an AI image model to generate some images. So how it works is very simple. Let me guide you step by step. First of all, we are going to rename this. We rename it as Fal generate image. What it means is that we're going to use one of the API. It means that one of the AI models from Fal AI. Fal AI is this platform. They have many different models. For example, we can search for Flux Pro. This one. There are so many models, and we're going to use Flux Pro today. Flux Pro version 1. This one. Version 1.1. This one. We're going to use this one. And how are we going to use it? We are going to put the URL so that we can use it. First of all, we are going to use post method. Okay, so this is, like you can see, there are different methods because we are going to ask this Fal AI to do something for me. For us, we're going to use this post method. So we are going to have the URL. We have prepared this for you guys as well. You can just copy and paste q.fal.run Fal AI Flux Pro version 1.1. Basically, we can go to search from here. We can take a look at here. API. When we scroll down, we can see it's Fal AI Flux Pro version 1.1. All right. So at the beginning, this is for running the API, and this part is for running the specific models. And you can find different models here. All right. And we are going to have the authentication here. We are going to choose generic credential type. It means it is fully customizable. Okay, so we can choose header auth or OAuth 2. So, but for beginners, you don't need to really understand what the difference between them. You can just choose generic credential type. And we're going to choose header auth. All right, and for header auth, we're going to choose the Fal account. For those who haven't set your header auth yet, I'm going to teach you how you can set it. First of all, you can create new credential. head auth, because once you have chosen head auth here, when you click this drop-down menu, when you click this create new credential, it will be shown as head auth. And then we are going to rename it by clicking this pencil icon. You can rename it as Fal AI account or something like that. All right. And what we are going to do, let's close this first. Let me show you what we have set here. So we put the authorization as name, and then we are going to go to Fal API keys. So basically the URL is fal.ai/dashboard/keys, and you can add a key here. After we create the API key from Fal AI here, we go back to the credentials here on end. For the header auth, we rename it to Fal account. For the name, we input authorization with the capital letter A. And for the value, it's very important. We need to be very careful about that. So we go to dashboard, Fal AI dashboard, and then we scroll down, we'll see call the API endpoint. And then we click curl here. For the name, we have already inputted authorization here. So for the value, it's on the right hand side. We need to input key space. For the key, for the K in the key, we need to be have the capital letter K. So KEY space, and then we paste the API key we got here. So let's do it again. Capital letter K, and then small letter E, small letter Y, space, and then paste the API key. So that's how you can set up the header auth credentials for Fal account. All right, so it's done. So everything is ready here. We just need to enable the send body here. We choose JSON as the body content type using fields below. So we are going to have prompt here. So we can just drag and drop this one as our prompt. This is a prompt, so we are going to drag and drop this one. It's showing screen, so basically it's processed correctly. And we are going to add another parameter because we need to choose the image size. Let me show you how we can actually get the image size. Let's scroll down. When we search for schema, basically we can see the image size here. All right, and these are the variables. These are the values, and we are going to choose this time. So we can just go back here, copy this value, and paste it here. Portrait 16:9. All right, so we can click test step. Great, we can see the status, request ID, response URL, status URL, cancel URL. That's great. That's all set here. Let's save it. So when we see it's all green, that means that it's processing correctly. And one more thing, when we right click it, we can see pin. What it means that because if we want to run every node, it may take a lot of time. But sometimes we just want to make sure that specific node, for example, this node, because it has already spent some money on the Fal AI to do some image generation. So what we are going to do is to pin it. So when we try to test the workflow again, it won't be processed again. So we are going to just use the data that is already generated. So you can see this data is pinned. So when it is pinned, it means that when this node is processed, it's only processing this data. It will not create anything new. So of course, for your own day-to-day operation, you don't want it to pin. You want it to be unpinned. But for demonstration, I just showed you what is the usage of the pin function. All right. Then we are going to add another node. the waiting node. Wait before continue execution because it takes time for the Fal AI, for the image model to generate some images. So we're going to choose one, for example, 1 minute. We can click test step. So it will wait for 1 minute basically. Then let me try to show you another node as well. While we are waiting, we can still add another node here. So we can add another HTTP request node. So this time we are going to get something because we have used the post method in the previous node. We use post method here. We're going to use the get method here to get back the images from the Fal AI using the Flux model. So we are going to use this URL. So basically q.fal.run Fal AI Flux Pro request. All right. So we are going to use authentication. Again, we are going to choose generic credential type, generic auth type. We choose header auth. We can choose the account, Fal account. Yes, it's all set. And for here, very important, we are going to drag and drop the request ID here. Because without the request ID, the system will not know which one we are trying to get. So be careful of this space. So this one is basically the request ID. So the URL is correct. You can try to click test step. All right, this is the image, the seed prompt. We can just actually copy and paste this URL, and then we can get the image here. Great, this is the fat cat. This cute cat. Great. And then we have this node set already. We are going to have another HTTP request node because let me try to rename this as well first. Fal get image. For the next node, because if we want to preview the image, but it's very it's very troublesome to copy and paste every single time, we can add another node to preview the image. We can use HTTP request again, and we are going to use get method again. This one. For the URL, we can just drag and drop this one. And none for the authentication. We can just click test step. And then we can click view here. Great, this is the image. And this is the image. Great. And the next, again, we can try to rename it. We can rename it as preview image. All right. For the next step, we are going to add the sticky note here. Right click, add sticky note. We can choose the color here. For example, we can choose green. Try to enlarge it. Okay. Let me try to tidy it up. And double click, and we can try to edit here. Image AI agent. And we can save it. Let's try to tidy it up. All right, so it's all set. All right, so we have also completed the image AI agent tutorial. So let's talk about the cost. For the cost, we use the API from Fal AI. Again, this is the platform Fal AI, and we used the model called Flux Pro version 1.1. All right. And the cost is around $0.05 per image. As we have 4 images, so it costs around $0.2. So after we have completed the story AI agent, the image AI agent, so let's talk about the video AI agent. We are going to use this agent to turn the static image into an animated video. So let's dive in. All right, the next step, we're going to add another node. Of course, it's another HTTP request node because we are going to use another model from Fal AI to generate the video. Okay, so this is the video AI agent. So we are going to use post method this time. And of course, we just copy and paste this URL first, and we're going to paste the video model. And let's try to close this first. So we have Minimax video 01 image to video. Basically, we can just copy this and paste it here. We have double this. So let's remove this. Okay, so we have this URL, Fal AI Minimax video video 01 image to video. Again, we have the same credential type, generic credential type, header auth, and we can choose the Fal account here. And we will enable send body. Again, use the default setting JSON and use fields below. We have the prompt here. We can just use the simplest value, which is static short. And then basically you can actually find it from here. Static short. Okay, you can see static short. Static short. Okay, we can refer to this. Let's see, these are the camera movement. Let me show you. For example, we can pan left, track right, etc. So like this, static, right, we choose static, and static shorts like this, shake, tracking shorts. So you can use different camera movement, all right, as a prompt. All right, I can show you here. So also, of course, you can choose other prompt here. This is another example, and this is another example like this. So for more details, you can always go back to this AI model from Fal and choose API, and you can just search for the prompt and try to get some inspiration out of it. But for simplicity, we can just choose static shorts as the camera movement. All right, the reason why we can just input the simple camera movement as a prompt, because we have an image as a prompt. We can choose, we can input URL, because for this model, we are going to use it as image to video. So we need to input the image URL. So how are we going to do that? We are going to click schema, and then we are going to drag and drop this URL, basically. And then we can click test step. Great. The status in queue, request ID, response URL, status URL, cancel URL, etc. All right. Then we are going to the next step. Let's try to move it here down below first. Okay, we'll add another wait, because sometimes it may take a little bit longer for the AI model to generate from image to video. It's kind of much longer than just generate image from text. So maybe we can input 10 minutes here, and we can run test step. So it would be running for 10 minutes at the background. Great. After 10 minutes, it is completed. Let's continue our tutorial. Let's search for HTTP request node. For this node, we are going to get the video generated. We can search. We can rename it to Fal get video. And we are going to choose the method get, of course. And we are going to input the URL, this one, q.fal.run Fal AI Minimax request. Basically, it's similar to this one. It's just that we are using a different model, but the format is similar, like the model name and the request. And this one is similar, Minimax request. And more importantly, we are going to have the request ID. So after we input slash after request, we are going to drag and drop this. Remember to remove the space. So we have the URL ready, and we will have the authentication to be set as generic credential type, and then we choose header auth, and we will have the Fal account here. All right, everything's set. We will click test step. Great, we have the output here. Again, in order to allow us to preview the video in an easier way, we will add another preview node. We can add here. We can choose HTTP request, rename it as preview video. And here we're going to use get method, and we are going to drag and drop this video URL. None, as see on that authentication. We can click test step, and we can view all of them one by one. Let's view the first one. Great, it is Lazy Cute Cat, and this one. Great. And then we are going to have another note. Because we have split out everything, it's time for us to aggregate and combine everything. This one. Combine a field from many items into a list in a single item. Right? We are going to choose individual items, and we are going to go to click schema, and then we are going to choose video URL. This one, drag and drop. This one, drag and drop this one. All right, we click test field, test step. We have the item successfully created. All right, so we have already created 4 animated videos from Fal AI using the Minimax model. We are going to combine all of them together and try to render the video. So we are going to add another node called HTTP request, of course, and then we're going to try to rename it as render video. And this time we're using the post method because we are going to use the API and ask it to help us do something. And we are going to have we are going to use the API from Andynocode.com. By the way, it's free. It's free of charge. And we can go to Andynocode.com, documentation, loop video generation, and go to endpoint. We can just copy and paste here. Okay, we can click expression. So we can see it's Andynocode.com API function video generation loop video. This is the API we prepared for you guys for free. All right. And this time we're going to use generic credential type as well. But please be aware of this. We are going to use query auth. And we are going to choose Andynocode. So how we are going to set this up? After you choose query auth, we can click create new credential. Okay. And then we can go to API details on Andynocode and copy your API key and paste it here. All right. As for the name, we can just input API_key. So that's very easy. Let me show you the one that we have set already. So we can click this icon, the pencil icon. Again, this API_key, and then copy and paste the API key that you found from Andynocode.com. API details, copy and paste to here, and rename it to Andynocode. Remember, it is query auth. Okay. All right. So we have another point that we need to be aware of, which is to enable this send body. What we are going to do is this. First of all, we are going to use JSON. We click expression. All right. What we are going to input here, we can just copy the request body from Andynocode. Again, it's documentation, loop video generation, and then we scroll down to request body here. Just copy this one and paste. Okay, first of all, the type. We need to input a string value. Let's go back to the full description. Type of video to generate, currently only loop video is supported. So we can just copy this loop video. And we can remove this. And remember to add semicolon here and input here, loop video. And then the next item would be the background URL. And now, again, we need another string value here. Let's take a look. It means the URL for the background loop. It means the background music, actually. So what we are going to do, we can just go to configuration and then try to put the semicolon again as well, because we need a string value. We can just drag and drop here. Okay, configuration item JSON background music. We can just drag and drop this URL. And the right hand side, you can see this is a URL. Great. And then for the third item, as we can see, we need a string value, and this means array. Okay. So what it means is that array of media URLs to be shown in the video. So which means this one. This is the array. This is the list that we want. So first of all, we need to get the array. And how we're going to get, if we just drag and drop, it's just going to get one item. So it is just one item, one URL, but that is not something that we want. So what we need is that we need to, first of all, let me show you, let me just copy and paste and share with you how it works. So we need to have aggregate, which means this one, and then dot item, and then dot JSON, dot URL. All right. So the item refers to the current item being processed in the array within this node. Okay. So because we have multiple items, so that's why we cannot just use JSON URL. And why we are going to use JSON stringify, because we need a string array value here. So we need to JSON stringify everything here. So that's why we need to add. And more importantly, we need to add a bracket here. Okay. Great. And then the next step, we are going to have the duration. Duration means the duration of the video in seconds is optional, but we can still add this. Let me show you as an example. So again, we can just copy and paste. I will show you this. And then actually you can, it means that you can actually it means that it means the length of each video here times 5 seconds. Actually, it means that how many URLs here. That means how many videos, right? So we have 4 videos here, 4 items here. Why we times 5? Because for each video we generated from Minimax AI model through Fal AI is 5 seconds. So that's why 4 times 5 equals to 20. So when we see everything in screen here, it's good to go. Let's click test step. Great. Video generation started. So we can go to the next node and we can add wait node as well. So for example, this time we can choose 4 minutes. Okay, and then we can start. Great, it is completed, and then we can add another HTTP request node as for getting the video progress. So we rename it into get video progress. Okay, so of course we're going to have get method, and then we are going to input this URL, this one, expression, API.Andynocode, API function, video generation progress, and then we can slash. We need to have the ID as well, so we can just drag and drop this ID. Okay, this is the correct one. And then we are going to have the authentication set as generic credential type, and we have query auth. We need to choose Andynocode here. All right, and then we can click test step. Great, it is done. The status is shown as done. All right, we will add another model here for creating the video title for this AI video. So we are going to search for OpenAI. We have the message model here, and we're going to search for OpenRouter account, which we used for the previous notes, and we choose DeepSeek chat model to save costs. So we have the system prompt here first, and then we will click expression here for text, and then enlarge it, go to our community, copy the system prompt, and paste it here. Basically, it's asking the AI to create the video title in just less than 80 characters. And we are going to add the user prompt here, expression. So we can go to the image AI agent and try to drag and drop this image prompt list. And then we can remove the item, and then choose as first. Remember to add a bracket. So I will show you what it means. So again, when we type first, so it means to return the first item output by the node. Remember, we need to have the bracket. So first bracket. Okay, it's not done yet. We need to stringify this because we need it to be a string value. So JSON.stringify. And then give it a bracket. And give it a close bracket. Great, it's green. Render screen is done correctly. Then we try to enable the simplify output, and we will click test step here. Great, this is the title. This output node successfully executed. Let's save it, and then we are going to download the video because we have already generated it. And let's try to add another HTTP request node. Okay, we'll rename it as download video. And we use get method again. So now we'll input the api.andynocode.com, and then we are going to just drag and drop this one. Get video progress URL, just drag it here. So make sure that there's no space here. Okay, this URL is correct. API/function/video generation preview. Then everything is set. Non-SE authentication. We can run this test step. Nice. We can view this output now. Let's take a look at this. Great. Seems like a great, sweet love story. And of course, you can always change the prompt to try to modify the output and the style. All right, so we have the video ready, and we can actually upload the video to YouTube. So we are going to add another node, which is, we search for YouTube, this one. And then we are going to choose upload a video, this one. We can just rename it upload to YouTube, rename it. And here we are going to add your YouTube account for the credentials. So we can create, for example, create a new credential. So we need to add the OAuth redirect URL, client ID, and client secret key. Let me show you the one that we set. So this one, you can just paste it, just copy this one. And then we can go to console.cloud.google.com. Go to API and services, enable APIs and services. Go to YouTube Data API V3. Okay. And because we have already enabled this API, you will be able to see that you need to enable this API first. Okay, after you enable this API, we go to credentials, and then we create credentials. We go to OAuth client ID, use web applications, rename it, for example, NAN2, something like that. And then we will add URL, just paste this redirect URL, and then create. All right, we will have the client ID and paste it here, client secret key, and paste it here. Great. And then you need to sign in with your YouTube Google account. So that's all set here. And what we are going to do after you have created the YouTube account, we are going to input the title here. So we go to schema, and then for the title, we can just drag and drop this content. Okay. Okay, for the title, you can actually drag and drop this one, or actually you can drag and drop this one because they are the same, as you can see. And when you drag and drop this item, you will see it is specifically for OpenAI item and then message content. And when you drag and drop this previous notes, it's for, you can just see JSON message content. Sometimes it will be much more accurate when you specified which node it is and which item it is. So for example, OpenAI item JSON message content. So we can use it for to be safe. And then we can search for Hong Kong because we are based in Hong Kong. And category, you can search for pets and animals. And input binary field, we can just keep it the same, the data. And we can click test step. And this is our channel. Let's wait for a bit. Upload ID, and let's refresh it again. Okay, it's uploading. Let's take a look at this. This is a short URL. Okay, so we have completed everything. So this is the video AI agents. So let me try to right click, add a sticky note, change the color to red, enlarge it. Okay, try to tidy up. We can rename this as the video AI agent. Great, so we have already covered the story AI agent, image AI agent, and also the video AI agent. And we have successfully uploaded to the YouTube channels as well. Okay, so it's time to talk about the cost. Let me try to tidy it up and save it. Okay, so let's talk about the cost. For the third step, which is the video AI agent, we used Fal AI API to use the Minimax model. For the Minimax model, it costs around $0.5 per a 5-second videos. Because we use 4 videos, so the cost will be around $2. So for one 20-second video, it costs around $2.2 US. It's still kind of reasonable because when you think of this, when you set this and it is set correctly for you, it's all done autopilot for you. So it will be triggered on a daily basis, and you can have the TikTok channels or YouTube channels or even Instagram channels that can post this kind of viral cute cats funny videos that can be more than 100 million views. So basically, this is the quick tutorial today. If you want to learn more, if you want to get all the templates, feel free to go to our Andynocode community. We provide all the resources you want. So this is our community. We have more than 50 templates here. So besides the video generations, Faceless video generations, we also have different social media automations templates here, and also other AI agents and then templates here. So yeah, that's it for today. For today's video tutorial, you can go to Faceless Video Generation 06, Easy Faceless AI Workflow Animated Cat Videos. You can find all the prompts and also the workflow JSON file here. Great. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoy the tutorial today. Hope to see you in our community. See you there.